Viewer discretion.
If you're listening to this, you are the resistance.
Hey everybody, it's dafobra. I'm doing a review on my brand new helmet. This is the Shoei RF1200 in the Indy Marquez graphic. It is patterned after the helmet that Marc Marquez wore at the Indianapolis GP. And as such, it wears his number 93 on both sides of the back here. And a little flag guy at the back, kind of signifying Indianapolis. Shoei helmets, I'm a big fan of Shoei helmets. They are quiet, they are well vented, they are safe, and they are really good looking. I had a Shoei RF1100, and it was a diabolic feud graphic, and that's the one that I was hit in, kind of saved my head. So when I got back on the bike, I picked up another RF1100 in the merciless graphic. Now, when the 1200 came out, I was really interested in it. However, I did not find a graphic I really, really liked until this one. It does meet DOT and Snell M2010 safety standards. It's the AIM Plus shell construction. Now, the RF1200 is supposed to be lighter than the 1100. And to be honest, when I took it out of the box, I got this from Revzilla, by the way. When I got this from Revzilla, I took it out of the box, and I could feel it being very light. But once I put the GoPro on it and the Sena 20S, it felt about the same. But I do know that it's been documented. It's a couple ounces lighter. It's got the 3D Max Dry System 2 liner, which is moisture wicking. It comes in 4 shell sizes. This is actually a large. It has the new EQRS, the Emergency Quick Release System for cheek pads, which I have not tried out, and I hopefully will never have to. You notice that the cheek pads do ride up a little bit higher on the sides, but I didn't have any issues putting my 20S on there. I was worried I wouldn't, but I don't. Something else that it does come with, just like the 1100, is it has speaker pockets in here. As a matter of fact, on the 1200, they put these little inserts in there as like a placeholder if you don't have speakers, and I'll put a little picture of them up here for you to see. I simply pulled them out, and I put in maybe a 5mm spacer, a Velcro spacer, and then popped the speakers in there, and I had no issues. This is using the wired mic. It does come with a clear visor and a pin lock lens. It comes with the pin lock insert. I did have pin lock on my RF1100, and I'm glad this one came with it. Incidentally, the pin lock insert I had on my RF1100 can be reused with the 1200's visor. The overall length of the RF1200, it's a little bit shorter than the 1100, the shell itself, and this rear airfoil, this tail foil or whatever, is now added on, whereas on the 1100 it was integrated into the shell, which I kind of like, but this one is really smooth. There's no sharp transitions, kind of like the old RF1000. I think had one bolted on, but it wasn't as smooth as this. It is a little bit smaller front to back, but that doesn't affect me. I have plenty of room for my wired Sena mic, which is flat. It's perfect, so no worries there. I will say that this is a wider and taller eye port than the 1100. Incidentally, this is using that new CWR1 visor. And it has a really strong bead here, and it has a bead at the top and the bottom here, more like a strength rib or something like that. This is a really, really strong visor. I have to be honest with you. When I first got it, it took a little bit of getting used to pick it up, to move it up and down, because it is really a solid-looking visor. Something else I like that the 1200 has, this little regular screwdriver slot right here. It's a 5-position rotating dial that allows for fine-tuning of the base plate, so you can move the visor in or out, because when you close it, it actually pulls it in so you get a nice tight fit, and I like that. Easy shield adjustments. As far as ventilation goes, it has two-position chimney vents and a 2-position brow vent. Now, the 1100 did not have this brow vent, but it did have these. It has a 2-position chin vent right here, and it's kind of tighter up against the helmet. On the 1100 it was more like an add-on. Like I said, I'm not bad-mouthing the RF1100. I think it's a fantastic helmet, but I like the little things that they've done to improve with this 1200. On the back, whereas the 1100 had 4 separate vents. This has 1, which is either open or closed, and it's easier to get to, in my opinion. But, you know, like I said, the 1100 was not bad. There was nothing bad about that helmet, just that the 1200 is an improvement. The ventilation is nice. You can actually feel the air going through the EPS liner, and it still is a fairly quiet helmet. If I open up the other day, I opened up the brow vent here, and I actually could hear the wind rushing through on the full open. And then I closed it off, and it was dead silent. Really, really nice. Something else they've done is that they've made the neck roll thicker. You get a real tight seal against your neck and around your head. As a result, it's a little more challenging to get it on your... I shouldn't say challenging. It's a little tighter when you put it on, and this is breaking in nicely. But because of that, you get... That's where the quietness, I think, is coming from. There's also no fabric here. That wicking fabric is not on the bottom like it was on the RF1100. It's more of this vinyl-ish material. I don't even know what this is made of. But there's no fabric here. Of course, you get the chin curtain, and you get the breath guard. I haven't decided whether I'm going to go with the dark smoke visor or the new transitions. I'm just trying to figure it out. But one of the two will kind of replace the clear visor maybe in the spring. If you have any questions on the Shoei RF1200, please put them in the comments below, and I'll do my best to answer them. Thank you very much. See ya.
Oh God, and there was blue and red lights, and I was like, oh God, there might be policemen there. And so I slowed down, and I looked, and I tried to figure out, because everybody's a freaking CSI reporter, and they got to figure out